everyone to our Zooming into Success series for the Chamber Collective. And my name is Dr. Danielle Lord. I am your host today, and we are our hostess. I keep reminding myself I'm a hostess. So today we're rejoined by Luke Moyer of Moyer Productions, and we're super excited as he is going to lead us through this whole conversation around AI and the use of AI with social media. So with that, I'm going to let Luke take it away. I'm going to go on mute because we have some there's some construction going on next door, and I don't want to interfere with Luke's presentation. So go ahead, Luke, and tell us what we need to know.
All right, thank you. If I can get my screen shared, I'm not sure if that's something I can click on my end or if it is something you can set up for me.
Yeah, I always have to remember how to do this and allow others to share here. There we go. Okay, try now.
There we go. All right, so I'm going to start with this. So today we are going to be talking about mainly using ChatGPT as an AI tool to help generate content for your social media. And by generate content, I mean just help with the ideas and helping guide ChatGPT to be a good assistant for your business, teaching it what your business does, so that way it can always reference what you want it to say when it's creating content for you. So, and the way I do that is actually pretty simple. So this is kind of the main idea that we go with. So the core topic here, that'll be your business, subcategory, whatever type of business you have. So for me, it's photography and video content. And then we break it down into however many subtopics you want to focus on. So for me, a subtopic would be, photo content for businesses, video content for businesses, maybe drone content for businesses, and how, that can help with marketing content. So from there, things are broken down into 6 further subcategories. And this is kind of where all the content generation comes from. So you can talk about misconceptions, mistakes, processes, questions, stories, and insights. And all of these things can generate multiple ideas. So misconceptions about video production for social media for a business, right? So it's all subtopics leading all the way back to your main topic. And the idea is that you're establishing yourself as a subject matter expert for your business, and you're just giving people content that they're curious about. So if they're, people commenting questions on your posts, that's where this comes in. Any stories you have about previous clients, situations you've dealt with, insights, all that. So this is the formula we're going to give ChatGPT along with a description of our business to help generate essentially infinite content. So as much as you want to post, you can just keep generating stuff. So this is ChatGPT. I'm sure everyone here has heard of it at least and probably used it. It used to be each conversation was standalone, didn't remember anything. Now it is remembering every previous conversation and able to reference it, which is great. But for this, I started out just telling it, hey, don't use any of the previous stuff. We're starting from fresh, essentially. So, and if there's anybody who would like to have their business be the guinea pig for this, I'd love to use one of your businesses.
Well, we would love to have you work on the chamber if you'd like.
Sure.
Chamber of Commerce, located in maybe, I don't know, hypothetically, a county in Washington.
I
don't know, hypothetically.
So let's go to the Chamber Collective's website.
Thank you.
All right. And so what we're going to do first is introduce it to our business. And the way we're going to do that is just telling it that it is going to be, and I'm going to type this out in real time, so bear with me. Let's see, in the chamber, let's see. Let's just copy this straight from the site. So I am just telling it, you're going to be my social media manager for the Chamber Collective in all the cities that the Chamber is a chamber for. I want you to ask me whatever questions you need to know to get to know the business. And I'm going to have you guys help me answer the questions it asks. And so it'll say, great, let's get started. And then I'll start asking all of the relevant questions it needs to learn everything there is to know about our business.
Is it possible to share that screen so we can
Oh, I'm
see
sorry.
how
I thought it was sharing.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm just sharing the. Stop that. Sorry, I thought it was sharing my whole screen. There we go. Can you guys see that now?
Okay.
All right, sweet. So back to the beginning.
Okay.
Always feel free to jump in and comment if I'm totally missing something like that. All right, so I told it for this conversation, don't use any previous information. It said, got it, starting fresh. I told it, you are going to be my social media manager for the Chamber Collective. And that's the Chamber of Commerce in Bonnie Lake, all Buckley, Sumner, Tunnel Lake, and Lakeland Hills, all the stuff straight from the website.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I want you to ask me whatever questions you need to know to get to know the business. And you'll notice I have terrible grammar in this, but it still does a great job of figuring out what you're talking about. So it asks me quite a few questions.
Yeah.
And we can answer as many of these as we want. So we'll just go through maybe one of each of these topics.
Okay.
So that way we're not spending 20 minutes doing this. But for your own business, I'd really recommend spending the time, and the more detail you put about your business, the more it can help pinpoint exact content that's going to work for you. So if you're super general with it, then it's going to just work with whatever it's got. So the more info, the better. We're going to start with, here's the websites. And we just do that. And then it'll start from there. And then from there, it'll give a summary based on what it finds on the website. And then we can start answering questions. So
Perfect.
who are the main target audience is, I'll say business owners. What it says is actually pretty good. So
yeah, definitely business owners and local organizations.
Business owners, residents, local organizations. Anything else to add to that?
I would say not as much residents, because we really want the focus of the social media to be business owners and local organizations.
All right. Platforms, let's just say Facebook.
Primarily, yep.
Yep. Content types. Let's do written content. Do we want to do photo and video, or a mix of everything?
Well, ChatGPT doesn't generate the photos.
No, it won't, but it'll give us ideas that we can then.
Yeah, I mean, people love photos. Photos are super more compelling than anything I can write generally.
Content. Video. Okay. Photo and video preferred content. Main goals. What are the key objectives? So,
grow membership and promote chamber events.
all right. Tone and branding. I think professional, friendly, and community driven sounds good to me. Do we have anything else to add to that?
No, that's great. I pretty much nailed it.
Right. Do we have any specific events to promote coming up, or you want to just leave that?
Our October luncheon is going to be a heck of a good time on October 17th.
And that's at the Mazatlan?
It's at Mazatlan, and it'll be a panel of women in business, and we'll get to learn more about the challenges, the ways they've overcome some of those challenges, and just kind of learn more about their experiences.
All right. Competitors, peers, are there other chambers that you admire and want to emulate?
Puyallup Chamber of Commerce does a pretty good job, I think.
All right, so let's drop their website in
I
there.
think they're technically, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I love how you can be so conversational with
Yeah, and
with
yeah,
AI.
you really can really talk to it. This is exactly how I would talk to a fellow employee or
Yeah.
something. So yeah, that's one of the biggest benefits I think is that it's not just a set in stone way you have to talk to it. You can speak however nice or kind or professional as you want.
Yeah.
All right. How often do we want to post?
Let's say 3 times a week.
How much interaction do you want with followers? Responding to comments, answering questions, engaging with local businesses.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That sounds good. And then do we have any budget for ads?
We have not spent any budget on ads right now, so I would say no.
Okay, let's say organic only. And any current challenges or weaknesses?
I mean, I think we've been noticing an uptick in engagement and post interactions, but obviously that's always something people struggle with, is trying to get that engagement.
To keep that going. Peace. Okay. So we've told it that our main audience is business owners, local organizations. We want to go on Facebook. We want a mix of content. Our goals are to grow the chamber membership and promote chamber events, professional, clean, community-driven tone. We have the October 17 luncheon to reference as an upcoming event. We like the Puyallup Summer of Chambers stuff, so we put our website on there. Want to post 3 times a week, responding to comments, answering questions, engaging with local businesses as far as engagement goes. No budget, and we have an uptick in engagement lately. We want to keep that going, increasing engagement overall. Okay, so it's going to start out by posting a social media strategy based on that. And we can let that do its thing. But first, now we're going to tell it our topic, subtopic, and 6 categories from there.
Oh, okay.
So now let's pick out 3 main topics, or let's 2 or 3 main topics that we want to have categorized into the chamber. We can do something like community events or chamber benefits, or we can even ask ChatGPT, hey, what are
Sure, ask them. Let's see what they have to say.
Subtopics we can break down our content into. Member highlights and success story, event promotions and recaps, business research tips. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Those are great. For each subtopic, let's break down into 6 categories. And that one, let me just go back to my list. Misconceptions, mistakes, processes. I'm just going to take that one out. Questions, stories, and insights. Okay, and now it gave me a new version of ChatGPT, so that's interesting.
Oh, wow. Huh.
So that didn't happen in my test of this, but
Fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen it split like that
yeah,
and give
so
you
now
2
it's
options.
all right. I'm gonna go with
I see that one is just a breakdown, like response 2 is a more detailed breakdown of response 1. Interesting.
Let's go like that.
Huh.
Cool. So it's given us post ideas for each of these subtopics. So from here, you can either work with what it's given us, and it starts with, so let's say misconceptions. Debunk common myths about joining a chamber of commerce. For example, misconceptions joining a chamber is only for large businesses. So let's say we like that one. So
Yeah.
I like the idea 1A. Let's create a short video for that. Give me a 60-second script. And then it will just give you a whole script of what to write, along with, it always does these potential shot ideas for video. So
Yeah.
and if you don't like it, the shot ideas, I'd say leave out the shot ideas.
I mean, the shot ideas are super handy, especially if you just are not comfortable creating your own video content.
Yes.
I think it's great. Yeah.
They are, you can, yeah, and it's totally up to you and what you're doing. So you can leave them out. You can tell it to go deeper into it.
Okay.
But that, I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. So from there too, if you like, I like the 1A ideas, give me 5 different ideas there.
Okay.
And then it will just keep generating. So with 3 subtopics, that gets us 18 different chunks of content that we can then break down further and further. So it can be chambers are too expensive for small business, chambers only for corporate business, have to be well established. It kind of does the same, roughly the same thing. So it's not a perfect solution.
Well, the misconception is similar though, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but this is a great way where, if we want to post 2-3 times a week in our business, within 20 minutes, we've come up with 18 post ideas. So from there, now ChatGPT's done most of the work for you. All you have to do is record somebody saying the script and then shoot the video shots if needed. So, and then you can say, give me script by itself for A and a shot list separately, but we just want to shoot it one person at the chamber office. So if say, and you can set the scene for it, tell it exactly what you want to shoot.
Interesting.
And then it says your wide shot, close up, medium shot, and it explains everything. Yeah, so the general idea is that if you guide it a little bit, you get a lot better results than just saying, hey, create some social media content for me.
Right.
And then you can just dive as deep as you would like to. And anything you don't understand on here, you can just say, hey, I don't get what you're saying here, or I don't like this idea, and it'll break it down for you as far as you need. Yeah, and that's how I do social media generally for people. So from there, this is how I get a lot of my content lists. So I have monthly clients I'll do video content, photo content for, and this is, if they don't know what to do, how I walk them through content ideas. And then I usually take a list that's generated here, bring it to the client, and then we go from there with, they usually helps them come up with ideas, and then they either like or dislike each thing, so we can kind of dial in on what they want to promote for their business and what doesn't really make sense for them. So
interesting.
Great if you're in marketing and you don't have a great knowledge of every single business you're in, because I don't know if your marketing business is similar to mine, but I work with clients anywhere from construction to a piercing agency to, plumbers to whatever. So
yeah.
And I'm not an expert in any of those things. So this is my, expertise as much as I can do it. So
well, if I can just jump in there for a second, Luke, I love the idea about the misconceptions piece and trying to really understand what it is where people aren't understanding your business. I run into this a lot in my work. So, wow. Yeah, that's very, very enlightening. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and this breakdown too, which I can send, maybe Charity, if I can send that to you, and then you can distribute it. That's a great way to, even if ChatGPT isn't doing it, for you to break down your content ideas yourself, because you know your business better than anyone. So those six ideas are really great for honing in on, like, hey, people just aren't getting what my business is doing. What, like,
Right.
how can I, in a online way, without having them subscribe a course or anything, but in one post, how can I explain these main pain points I keep getting over and over again? Which is going to
Right.
save you time too, because if you're informing your customers online before they get to you, that's less time you have to spend explaining yourself and more time you get to spend just actually working on their needs.
Interesting. And I assume that based on this, because obviously part of our inputs to ChatGPT was to inform it of how frequently we wanted to post. So I'm assuming that basically now they've given us a huge amount of content ideas,
Yep.
you know, for the coming quarter or whatever. I'm assuming, and I'm leading this because I fairly know that they can then help us put together our calendar as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, like
Yeah,
based on let's kind of go through that. What would that look
sure.
like?
So
Like
let's
based on this.
That's
say
a fantastic question, Charity, because that's what I struggle with. It's like, oh, what am I going to post today, right? You've got all this stuff in front of you, and it's like, oh, I feel like I'm either being redundant or I'm not hitting on certain things enough. So that's a fantastic question.
Yeah, so I'm just telling you, those are great topics. Can you make me a posting calendar with some of these topics? We want to post 3 times a week, let's say, on Facebook.
Sure.
And what's a big pain point of the chamber, you would say? Is it just getting members to sign up, people knowing that it's around, or
Yeah, getting the word out, let's say, about our chamber.
getting the word out to other business owners? Okay. So let's focus mainly on that. So here's a sample 4-week posting calendar. So week 1, misconception, the one we talked about today. Wednesday, a member highlight, where we feature a small business story. Friday, promoting the upcoming event. So there's 3 posts. All the work's done. That covers upcoming events, that covers the misconception, small business, and then featuring a new small business, which I think is a great idea. And nice part about ChatGPT, it has no hurt feelings. So if there's anything you don't like, you can just be like, yeah, and you can be as mean as you want. You just be like, screw that. I don't want, like, never do that again. And
I always try not to hurt its feelings. I'm like,
yeah,
that
I try to be nice,
good, but let's, because I'm like, I
know,
want to be seen as one of the nice guys when they take over, you know?
yeah, same. You know, it's this is all just until it becomes sentient enough to take over everything.
You want to be a well cared for house pet, huh?
Yeah,
Human pet.
I want my feeding tube to always have yummy kibble in it. So
Yeah, I want them to be like, that lady said thank you every time, and
yeah,
that means something.
absolutely. So yeah, I'm nice as well usually. So
I feel like I treat
so
it like an assistant, right? So I try to be
yeah,
nice to it. Like,
absolutely.
it's helping me out.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then so there's a posting breakdown. Any other questions that we feel like we can use with?
All right, what did I miss, Luke? I'm back. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm only halfway over, so I can just restart and we still make time.
And what's kind of been your overall, look as far as video engagement versus picture photo engagement? What have you seen any trends on that? I see more people going to video and using video, but obviously small business owners are very, they don't know where to start on video or anything like that, so it becomes problematic for them. But as far as have you run any campaigns where they've been running a traditional posting campaign with photos and things like that versus running a video campaign? Have you noticed any trends or difference or better ROIs or
absolutely. Yeah, so since the rise of TikTok, essentially video has become really sought after. So in general, if you're thinking about posting and you have time to do either or, I would highly recommend video. Video information is retained a lot more than written information. I'll have to find the exact statistic, but it was, I think, somewhere around 70 to 90% of information is attained when you watch a video, as opposed to around 40 to 60% if you're reading it on average. Don't quote me on that exactly, but I do remember seeing something along those lines. So one campaign that I have done is my tattoo artist. I've been running her Instagram and TikTok accounts for about a year now. And originally when I started, she was just kind of posting photos on Instagram of her work, which is not a bad place to start. But once I came on board, we started doing frequently asked questions on video. We started doing skits. We started doing just time lapses of her doing tattooing and talking about tattoos, and generally just showing her as an expert, as a person more, and along with continuing to post her work. And the engagement has gone up. She's gone from, I think she had 70 followers on TikTok when we first started. Now she's got about 2,000, and a good amount of business has been coming in as well because of that, because people see, and she's saying people are coming in talking about the videos that we've done. So she's getting real people referencing work that we're doing, and we're not putting any sort of advertising money into it. It's just naturally posting and engaging people more. So it's really important when you're making a video to have something really eye-catching in those first couple seconds for it to be successful. Like either a controversial sounding question that doesn't actually have to be controversial, but it's just a interesting way of getting people to want to know what's next. An example would be, there was a coffee shop that makes a lemonade espresso that I saw on TikTok, and instead of, a lot of coffee shops that I see, they're like, hey, let's make our new lemonade espresso. They'll say, hey, what's a hot take on coffee? And the first person says, oh, coffee should have lemonade on it, or lemonade should have espresso in it, which is just so wild sounding that people are like, okay, but really they're just trying to promote that they have a lemonade espresso. So trying to frame your content in a way that's conversational and eye drawing, and it's kind of really just hitting your main sales points of your business is really helpful. And doing a video just shows you as a professional instead of just another ad. There's been a big push on organic content lately because we just got bombarded with high-end ads for the last 20 years, where we just hardwired ourselves to where if something looks too commercially, we just kind of tone it out and don't really want to see it. So although you should be doing video, it doesn't necessarily have to be a $10,000 commercial.
Yeah, is there a which platform has been probably the best? Do you want to use YouTube as a place where it lives, and then and then post based off on that, or what's been your overall impression of who's getting the most success?
Yeah, and I'll get to you, Danielle, in a second. I see your hands up. I think it really depends on your industry and where you think your customers are living the most. So I would say if you are, for example, a construction business, I am more inclined that most construction people that are 40 plus will be on Facebook generally. Their business is probably on Facebook. They probably have all their friends on there. So you would want to be posting video content to Facebook. Along with, because of the popularity of TikTok, that's why Facebook and Instagram both have their Reels section now, and YouTube has their Shorts, which is pretty much just a copy paste of what TikTok is doing. So they're all viable platforms. It's just you kind of have to identify where your audience is. So in the Bonnie Lake area, generally the average age is a little bit older than in Seattle, Tacoma. So, and you have to look at what age range is the most popular social media for this age range. And I think Facebook is really big around here. The Bonnie Lake community group alone has, I think, like 30 or 40,000 members. So posting your content to stuff like that is a great way to reach the local businesses, because it's not always also about how many views you're getting worldwide. Because if you're a local business, like for me, a local photography business, I don't really care if people in Europe are seeing my things, or even people a state away. I'm just trying to get the local businesses to see my content. So it really depends on your business and what audience you want to reach.
Okay.
Danielle?
Yeah, no, that's really insightful. I think my question is back to your video piece. And as an educator, I agree. I think that you learn more from hearing and engaging all the senses rather than just reading, right? But I think, so for the work that I do, so I research and I write and I produce content around organization to make organizations super awesome so their employees want to stay, right? Because they feel great about themselves and about the work that they're doing. So would video be as impactful for me doing what I do? I mean, it's super nerdy. It's not glamorous and sexy, like here's a new coffee drink or this is the tattoo process. Do you think video is good for everyone?
I think video is good for everyone. It is more helpful if you have a visual business to create content. It's easier because you have visually something to show. But there are entire platforms like TikTok and YouTube that are entirely video based. And if you need to hit those communities, then you need to have video of some sort. So if you have a business like yours that's mostly on paper, then I would lean heavily into client success stories, breaking down. Maybe if you send any sort of graphics to your clients when you're doing all their organization, which I've seen some of your presentations, and you have your spreadsheets are breaking down business, what it does. You can just open the video with, hey, here's how we organize this business to save them. I think I remember you said you saved somebody like $50,000 in 2 minutes.
65,000 in the first 10 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great draw. So just opening that with the video, here's how we save somebody a business $55,000 in 10 minutes with this platform. And the general idea of your video should be to funnel them to your website. So always have a call to action at the end of your video. If you want to learn more, go here. Always on your whatever platform you're posting on, have a link to your website on that platform. So it's really easy for somebody to get there. And then have your website set up as a good funnel to get them to actually talk to you. So then it's up to you to make that sale. But yes, I think there's definitely room for video for every single business.
Thank you. Great. Yeah, great insights again. I appreciate it.
And is there any specific, I would say one of the things I struggle with video is I'm great if I have a script that I'm following, but if I'm just trying to go off the cuff, I do what I'm doing now, and there's a lot of uhs and that sort of things. I have to be very specific about what I'm talking about. Is there a software or that you would recommend or something like that would be able to run that script so that, and do you use your phone, do you use your webcam, what's kind of been the best practice?
For me personally, because I know my video editing software, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which if you feel like getting into it, has a really good auto transcription program built into it. We're able to transcribe it, and you can remove, and they call it filler words, which will take everything out. But for the average person, let's ask ChatGPT if there are.
Well, yeah, actually there are. You can get apps, Andy, to turn your screen into like a monitor. What do they call it when you're a teleprompter? Yes. Teleprompter.
They do have teleprompter apps too I know for sure on the Apple App Store, because my iPad has one, which would be great because you can just set it up right by your camera. So that can help with that. But let's see if there is a website or software that can auto remove filler words from a video. Yep. So Adobe Premiere's what I was just talking about, cleanvoice.io and Descript are both online tools. So let's check out Descript. Sounds familiar. Yes. So text-based editing has been a new, within last year, at least on Adobe, they introduced this text-based editing where you can auto remove filler words. You can, once you upload a video, it has a transcription of everything you've said, as long as your audio is semi-clean. And then a lot of things like Descript and Adobe Premiere has as well. You can just highlight the text and delete that section, and it'll automatically cut that part of your video out. And one thing some people might be worried about are the hard cuts in the video, which used to be a no-no, like just in the same shot, me cutting from here to here because it's clearly edited. And people have generally gotten over that when it comes to social media content. If you watch podcasters or just general, whoever's talking on camera in a shot like we're in now, there's tons of cuts all the time on camera, and it's just slowly down to the point where people don't worry about it anymore. So you don't need to cut to another shot like you used to unless you're in an actual professional commercial. Online content can be kind of not super clean, and it's still okay. So even if you don't do this, as long as you are speaking fairly clearly like you normally would in real life, you might not even need to do something like this at all. But if you do want to cut out all the filler words and ums and ahs, then stuff like this is great. That they have an example of. I think they said it was $25 a month.
Yeah.
If you're doing a lot of content, that you can just automatically take out all the junk.
If you already have I have the Adobe Creative Cloud, so I can download the,
Yes. So
Premiere.
that app would be Premiere Pro,
Yeah,
and there's tons of YouTube
tons of YouTube
tutorials.
videos on it.
Yep.
Okay,
So, but if you need any direct help, you can let me know, and I can
Okay.
walk you through as well.
cool.
Yeah. Any questions? All right. That's all I got. So, as always, if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to email me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Luke.
you, Luke. That was an awesome presentation. I certainly learned a lot. I'm slowly getting over my trepidation around using AI, and this was definitely one that kind of motivated me to maybe dive in a little bit. So thank you so much. So for our audience that's listening, how can people find you?
People can find me at my website, moyerproduction.com. And if you look up Moyer Production on any visual social media site, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I'm there. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. Very cool. Thanks for being with us once again. And I guess we'll see everyone back for the next Zooming into Success, which will be in a month from now. Is that going to be October? Oh my gosh, the end of October. Yes, we will see you then. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.